Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of FieldCast from LandOpt. We're out in the field, as we often are, talking to some of the best contractors and other experts in the business. Today our guest is Scott Ziebol, Land Crafters in Milwaukee. Going into your fifth year as a LandOpt member, is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Land Crafters.
So I started Land Crafters in 1998 with a pretty narrow focus of high-end residential, high craftsmanship design build. And over time, and as three things happened simultaneously, the recession, of course, came, and my customers started asking for maintenance services, and at the same time, I hired a salesperson, sales manager with good maintenance experience, and so that's where we started in with the maintenance.
And how has that worked out, changing the mix of services that you were offering?
Well, I ended up, in the early years, I was teaming up with a landscape maintenance company. As it occurred to me that I was giving my customers away after I had served them on a project. It seemed kind of counterintuitive, so I really needed to pick up that service.
Okay. Now, today, how big of an operation is Land Crafters?
We are projected to be $5 million in revenue, and we have 40 employees.
So thinking about where you were, 5-10 years ago in the early days of your business, thinking about how you have grown, what advice would you have for the next generation of contractor who wants to become a larger business, maybe a Land Crafter size or even larger?
Well, you have to actively seek out good employees and start to build a management team and communicate your vision and the culture that you want to have and allow them then to execute that.
Now, you often talk about, I've heard, working on your business instead of in your business. What do you mean by that?
Well, that's right, because I think if you want, your growth will certainly be limited if you're the bottleneck and everything relies on you. So if you can work on the business and hire and allow people to do their jobs, your growth will be faster, cleaner, and more profitable.
Now, you joined LandOpt in 2018.
Yes.
What has happened to your business since then?
We've doubled in size, and that includes a couple of down years. So, if we hadn't had those, COVID was a bad year for us, and we had one other tough year. If that hadn't happened, who knows where we would be right now.
What is it that LandOpt has brought to you that has enabled that kind of growth?
Certainly the financial planning tool is invaluable. It produces your budget, it allows you to track your progress, and it gives you historical data for moving down the road. And every year it gets better and easier. Certainly the coaching is another set of eyes. And a couple of the intangibles that you don't think about is, one of them is, as you're growing your company and you have new employees, they have great ideas. But you can wander afield, and LandOpt has given me street cred when I'm trying to move the company in a certain direction. The other intangible is that the coaches, I'm not the bottleneck. They don't talk to me and then I talk to my staff. They go straight to my staff, and they work with them on the things that they need to cure.
Now talk about the street cred that you have with LandOpt and working with your team. How does that actually play out?
Well, so I may have a direction that I want the company to go in, and certainly it follows the LandOpt model. That's a given. But we don't have to have discussions about, why don't we try it this way, or let's do it this way. No, this is how we do it, and it's proven it works. There are other licensees that have been doing it for longer, and let's not reinvent the wheel.
Now, you have been through some economic downturns in your 45 years in the business.
Yeah.
We're getting into one now. Some people say we're in the recession, we're not, but whatever, we're certainly seeing things slow up. How do you manage to that, based on your experience?
Well, certainly the addition of maintenance as another revenue stream and a cash flow situation has been huge. So when I made that decision, that was good. But LandOpt helps you grow your revenue and withstand some of these downturns and control your costs. So that's what you can do.
So what are you doing right now in your business to either deal with a downturn or prepare for one? Anything specific right now?
We are trying to lower our costs by being more efficient. So then you don't have to raise prices, and you can maintain your gross margins.
Scott Ziebol, Land Crafters in Milwaukee, thank you very much.
Glad to help.
Great advice for contractors, and we will see you next time on the LandOpt FieldCast.
Thank you.